In this video, I do a one-on-one battle analysis of a pair of elite small forwards, Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics and Jalen Williams of the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now, Brown will be 29 years old in a couple months and Williams is 24, so comparing them is a little unfair, with Brown being older and in the league for several more years. But still, they each won an NBA championship as their team's second most productive players. The analysis is mostly based on last season's metrics, so we'll see where things go from here. Obviously, with J-Dub being a few years younger, there is more time for him to take another substantial leap in his career. What I did was examine several key categories on both ends of the floor to properly assess them. So let's start with two key aspects of their touches. The first being double team percentage, which highlights how much attention opponents give to them. Brown was double teamed 17.6% of the time last season, which was fourth highest among the 121 players with at least 3,000 touches. Williams, meanwhile, was double teamed 12.8% of the time, which ranked 34th. J-Dub's teammate and league MVP Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was double teamed the most last year at 21.3% of the time. The rest of the top five included Giannis Antetokounmpo, Franz Wagner, Brown as I mentioned, and Minnesota teammates Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle were tied for fifth. Another important detail is how often they possess the ball in the paint. Most successful possessions feature a ball handler getting into the paint, either through a drive, a cut, a post-up, or an offensive rebound. Brown's paint touch percentage was 35.5% last year, which ranked third among those same 121 players, and number one among non-centers. J-Dub's mark was 25.1%, which ranked 32nd. So in the touches department, Brown outshined Williams and really nearly everyone else in the league. Moving over to an analysis of drives, the two main things I looked at in this category were blow-by percentage and shooting percentage on drives. Brown's blow-by percentage on drives was 26.4%, which ranked 17th out of the 75 players with at least 500 drives. Williams' blow-by percentage was 17.6%, which ranked 62nd. Brown just simply has a quicker first step. It's something that's always popped out about his game. The prior season, 2023-24, he had the fifth highest blow-by percentage among the 44 players with at least 700 drives. As far as shooting percentages on drives, Brown's was 51.6% last year, and J-Dub's was 47.2%. Where we saw a big disparity in J-Dub's favor was stationary catch-and-shoot three-point shooting. Williams shot 47.1% on 119 attempts, while Brown shot 33.1% on 127 attempts. Where Williams did struggle from a catch-and-shooting standpoint was off relocation and movement. In those instances, he shot just 29.6% on 88 attempts. Brown, with just 35 attempts, made 40% of them. Most of Boston's relocation threes were taken by Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard, and Derek White. J-Dub was more efficient on his floaters. He connected on 39.3% of his 112 attempts. Sometimes he even makes them after temporarily losing control of the ball from a foul, as you can see from these examples. Brown made 36.4% of his 55 attempts. Brown doesn't take many floaters to begin with, but that 36.4% mark was the worst since his rookie season. For his career, he's shooting a shade over 43% on floaters. Moving over to isolation scoring, Williams had the slight edge as far as efficiency. His effective field goal percentage, which is a stat that adjusts for the fact that a three-point field goal is worth more than a two-point field goal, was 46.4% in ISO, and Brown's was 44.8%. Brown was better at finishing through contact. His N1 rate, which simply is the percentage of times he made the shot while drawing a shooting foul, was 26.3%, which was 14th best out of the 71 players who drew at least 100 shooting fouls. J-Dub's mark was 22.1%, which ranked 45th. A big difference between the two is that Brown has an extremely good post-up game, while Williams doesn't really post up at all. In Brown's career, he's made 50.9% of his shots out of a post-up. In the playmaking department, I think Brown's biggest improvement area is his ability to locate shooters on the perimeter when he gets into the paint. Last year, his Celtics teammates shot 45.9% from three-point range off spray-out passes from the paint by Brown. Among the 30 players who dished out at least 100 of these passes, that mark ranks second. Only Giannis ranked higher. Williams dished out 85 of them, and his Thunder teammates shot 40%. Where Williams has really enhanced his playmaking skills is with his timely dishes to cutters and rollers. Now both are great defenders. J-Dub has incredibly good hands to go along with having terrific instincts and anticipation both on and off the ball. He averaged 3.5 deflections per game, which ranks 7th among qualified players. He also has a knack for getting loose balls. He recovered 62 of them, which was tied for 8th most with his OKC teammate Cason Wallace and Clippers guard James Harden. Also, opponents shot just 38.9% when J-Dub contested the shot, which ranks 7th among the 291 players who contested at least 300 shots. Opponents shot 42.9% with Brown contesting, which ranks 78th out of those 291 players. Brown is really good staying in front of ball handlers on drive attempts. He just moves his feet so well and then shows great resistance to prevent handlers from getting all the way downhill. Just some general stats for each. Brown in 63 regular season games last year averaged 22.2 points on 46.3% shooting from the field and 32.4% shooting from three-point distance to go along with 5.8 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and 1.2 steals, while Williams in 69 regular season games averaged 21.6 points on 48.4% shooting from the field and 36.5% shooting from beyond the arc to go along with 5.3 rebounds, 5.1 assists, and 1.6 steals. Brown's season high in scoring was 44 points, set on December 27th against the Pacers, and J-Dub's season high in scoring was 41 points, which he had on March 2nd against the Spurs. So that'll wrap up this video. If you like this kind of content, please subscribe.